lovely mermaids. So today's kind of an unplanned video because I got this in the mail last night. I was literally swatching and taking photos of it at 2 in the morning because I couldn't contain my excitement any longer. And it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Artist palette. So I got this because I guess there was a leak on Sephora.com a couple of days ago during this past weekend, and it was for I think VIB Rouge only, and it was a leak and I just jumped on it and got it because I love Anastasia. So today I am doing kind of swatches, not kind of, I am doing swatches, kind of a review or a first opinion since I haven't even had this for 24 hours, and at the end of this video is a quick eye makeup tutorial, me just playing with whatever colors. It was on the whim kind of thing, not very planned. I will probably do some more tutorials with more of the brighter colors in this palette if you guys want to see that. So anyways, I'm just going to jump right on into this and show you this palette. So this is the box that it comes in. Very beautiful, lovely colors. And that's the back. Woohoo. Alright, one interesting thing was on the back. 12 high contrast shades, ideal for creating custom looks and colors. The artist palette delivers neutral, bright, and intense long-wearing pigments that are in every pro's makeup case. So that was kind of the idea behind this palette. The actual beautiful palette itself, it has that lovely, I want to call it paint strokes of color. Open it up. Yeah, I've already played with this, so these, you know, it's not Phresh or beautiful, but the Phresh beautiful pictures are on my Instagram. So it comes with, you know, a mirror, and it comes with the double-sided brush, which I never use these, not because they're not good quality, I'm sure they are. I don't like double-sided brushes, and I usually tend to stay away from brushes in the palette, but this is a great brush that comes with this palette because it's almost the size of like a normal brush. You got like a blending side and then your crease side. So I'm just gonna set that on the floor, sorry. So here you have these colors. You get 12 shades. Some of these are neutral. My eyes go directly towards the bright ones. I'm sure everyone's eye goes to these two colors down here, the yellow and like the lavender periwinkle kind of color. I don't think any of these are matte. I think most of them are satin matte, satin matte, and some of them are shimmer. And the only previous color that I have from this palette in my other ones, which is actually in a single, is Dusty Rose. I think Aubergine actually comes in another palette, and probably Buttery and Coal. So some of these colors, I probably already have them, but I know I don't have Unicorn. I would have known that. I don't think I have Anaconda. The shade that kind of reminds me of it is Moss, and that's in another palette I have. So if you have a lot of the Anastasia palettes, just make sure you're not getting a whole bunch of doubles here. Usually that's not a problem for me, especially when I love the color. I don't think these are in singles, because if Unicorn was in a single, I would have had it already. So I don't think they're in singles. Only Dusty Rose is, I'm pretty sure. So now I'm just going to swatch the first row. These are going directly on my finger, on my skin. When I apply a new color with my fingers, I am wiping my finger on my makeup wipe and then drain it off with a paper towel, and they're both on my lap. And so I'm just going to start with the first row right here. So first we have Dusty Rose, which is just like this lovely mauve rose color. And we have Aubergine, and this one, like, there. Needs a couple more swatches for Aubergine. Next we have Anaconda. Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hon. That is like seriously one of the messiest swatches. And then here we have Punch Fuchsia. seriously thought this color would be like more bright, but it's still a beautiful color. And then you have Buttery, which is like this creamy beige color. And then you have Blue Velvet. And that's your first row. And now onto the second row. You have Coal, which is a black, but you know, there you go. That's more intense. And you have this lovely like lavender periwinkle shade in Unicorn. It's so beautiful in the pan and swatches quite lovely, but this is kind of a gritty, dusty shade, and when I was applying it in the tutorial, you'll see there's tons of fallout. It's expected to have fallout while you're applying like the shadow onto the lid, but this was just such an excessive amount, so I was a little disappointed by Unicorn, which is such a shame. And this is either Phresh or could be Phresh with a PH instead of an F. So whichever one, Phresh or Phresh, I don't know. And then you have Baby I'm a Star, which this shade is gorgeous. Just really, really pretty. Camera is not doing anything justice. And then here you have Orange You Fancy. I can barely say that because I just want to be like, or aren't you fancy, or I'm so fancy, you don't even know. So that's a very pretty, like bright orangish color. And then you have this lovely like silver top in Beigely, which you can't see on my hand. Okay, cool. The pains of being a pale girl. There's Beigely. So those are the swatches from the Anastasia Artist palette. Much better photos on my Instagram, Mermaids and Seahorses. So overall, I do like this palette. Some shades like Unicorn it just fell off my eye as I was applying it, and when I was blending in the crease color, it kind of blended away Unicorn. So it wasn't blending out, but the color was blending away a little bit. So some colors can be a little patchy, maybe problematic, like Unicorn, which I'm so sad because I do love this color. So you just gotta work with these colors, and some of them can be a little high maintenance. And I'm really sorry that this is not a super, oh my god, it's amazing, beautiful, best thing since sliced bread kind of review. I'm just trying to be honest. Overall though, like the first row is definitely my favorite, even though my eyes draw more to the second row because of Unicorn and Phresh or Phresh, whatever you want to call it, and Orange You Fancy. Can't say that. So my eyes go to the bottom row, but the top row is definitely a better payoff. It's beautiful. Do you really want a palette where you're only using top row colors though? Well, I mean, I can use some of the bottom colors too. I like Orange You Fancy, but in the tutorial, it kind of just, you know, I'll have to try some of these colors more like alone instead of like blending and on top of each other. But I think this is a good palette to start off with. It's only $30. I know I say only $30, but I was actually surprised it was $30 and that it wasn't like $50 or whatever. So I think this is a good buy, especially if you love the Anastasia. I love her shadows, but I'm just so sad that Unicorn kind of fell short for me. Maybe I'll try using it again, but I used it as my lid color and it just like, you know, kept falling off and fading away, so I had to top punch Fuchsia over it. So anyways, continue watching for a quick tutorial. Hopefully it's quick. Just on the eyes, using most of the colors from this palette. I only use these colors in this palette for my eye look. And yeah, please keep watching, and I hope you enjoy the tutorial. I hope it's somewhat helpful or gives you somewhat of an idea of how these colors apply onto the lid, because it's much different putting on swatches to your skin. Believe it or not, you swatch on your skin, it could look beautiful, amazing pigmentation, and then actually using the shadow itself can just fall flat or short, for me at least. So keep watching for the tutorial. See you in a bit. Taking my Hourglass brush, I'm using Buttery, and I'm putting it all over my lid up to my crease, so we can use this as a base. I am going to take my Zoeva 231 brush, and I'm going to use Dusty Rose in the crease. I just really want to blend that out, of course. You always want to blend. I'm going to use Unicorn because I just love the name. And we're going to pack it on the lid with a flat shader brush. A little bit of fall out there, but that's okay. This is why I do eyeshadow before I put on my foundation and base. And now I'm just taking my Real Techniques 200 brush, and I'm going back in very lightly with Dusty Rose to kind of blend this out a little more. Or we'll blend it together, not out, just. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm taking an inner corner. Okay, well this is a shader lid brush by Sigma, but I'm gonna use it for my inner corner, and I'm using Orange You Fancy. Orange You Fancy. That makes me just want to sing the fancy song. And I'm just gonna put it in my inner corner. See if this does anything. I don't know, I just thought like orange and unicorn would, I don't know, work together well. I don't know, I'm just experimenting here. I'm going to take my MAC 217, my 217 brush, and I want to use Blue Velvet in the outer corner, so it kind of contrasts more well with the orange. And I think this Blue Velvet color will blend in more with Unicorn. Unicorn just keeps like, going away. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and not applying any product to it, just kind of blending this out so it doesn't look like a total train wreck. I'm just going to take a flat shader brush, and I'm going to put some Punch Fuchsia over this unicorn to see if that makes it any better here. Just put it in the center lid, that's all I'm doing, just putting it in the center part. And now I'm going back to my Hourglass brush, taking Buttery and applying it just below the eyebrow to kind of, I don't know, make this look more complete on top. This also helps blend out the top part of our crease shade I kind of went crazy with. And you can see the fallout mess on my face, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna clean that up. Taking a pencil brush, I'm using Aubergine as the lower lash. Now I'm just going to take my Tarte and a rim and line my waterline off camera. And now I'm taking Benefit Roller Lash to use as my mascara. And if you messed up at all, I like using a Q-tip to clean up and blend it out a little better. And there you go. That is your eye look using the Anastasia Artist palette. Alright, lovely mermaids, so that was my quick review and hopefully my quick tutorial. And if you guys want to see any more tutorials or want me to go in depth with talking more about each individual color, or if you have tips on how to make this work better or any problems you want to talk about, or for me to discuss. Why was I having a problem coming with that word? Anyways, I think this is a pretty good palette. So check it out. It should be on shortly online. Ulta.com, Anastasia.com. The links will be in the description. I'm not affiliated in any way. I just got this and had it shipped to me the next day because I really wanted to try to do something with this palette before it hits stores. And yeah, all of the information can be found in the description box below, along with the color of lip I'm wearing and my blush and what else is on my face, because I only show the tutorial for the eyeshadows. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Have a magical day. Bye-bye.